Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Yashraj Sharma. I'm a medical doctor with a strong interest in technology. And today I'm going to be taking you through one of the projects of mine that I started very long time ago, but is very long overdue. Here she is. Isn't she an absolute beauty? Well, this was my dream PC back in 2016. In fact, this was my gift to myself in celebration of getting into the medical course. And as you can see, it's incomplete. In fact, this PC has been sitting in this particular configuration for the last 4 years or so. As you can see, if you look closely, this is a Rampage 5 Extreme motherboard, which means this is back from X99 days. These here are GTX 1080 Ti's, which have the EK water blocks on them. And as you can see, I've got cable mod cables as well. Down here, you can see an AX 1500i. I've got a quad rad, a 4x120 rad here, and a 2x120 rad here, and a 4x120 rad up top here. So altogether, this chassis, which is a Corsair 900D, if you guys know, there you go. This is a Corsair 900D. Has about 10 by 120 millimeters of cooling radiator space, and these are the thick radiators as well. I think these were the XE models of the EK's radiators. So basically what's going on here is this PC has been sitting the way it has been, the way it looks like for the last 4 years, which means I'm pretty sure all the thermal paste is all crud by this point, which means I have to remove everything and repaste. And I'm thinking, because this is basically a all Hail Mary, why not liquid metal everything? So I was thinking potentially liquid metaling the CPU, the GPUs, and even the SSD. Have I shown you the SSD? This is from back in the day, the first generation Intel 750 series SSDs. So I don't know if you can see it. It also has an EK water block on it. So SSD will also be cool in this case, but I've also got a Samsung SSD here that is loaded on the M.2 slot of the motherboard. So yeah, it's a 5960X. I'm sorry, I didn't really tell you about it. A 5960X here. I've got quad channel DDR4 G.Skill Ripjaws 4 memory, which has been stripped out, and sorry about that. So these are the EK Monarch water blocks for RAM, and underneath them you'll find there are quad channel kits of G.Skill Ripjaws for DDR4 2400, I think it was, from back in the day. 32 gig kit, which has had its heat sinks ripped off and replaced with the EK Monarch blocks, so that the memory can be water cooled as well. Completely unnecessary, as is the case with most things nowadays. But I just like the looks of having all of that there. So everything water cooled. It just was an absolute no-brainer. No holes barred system. So that's that. So what I'm thinking of doing is removing all the water blocks, because these water blocks have been on for 3.5, 4 years now, and repasting everything to make sure that everything has fresh thermal paste on it. I'll be using Thermal Grizzly Conductor Note for that, and making, that's pretty much liquid metal, so it should be the best thermally performing thing ever. The cables have lost their combs. I've lost like half of the screws for the things because it's been sitting around for such a long time, but I do have this little box of things here, which contains everything that I need. Over there you might see a Rampage 4 Extreme. That's a dead motherboard, so don't worry too much about it. I'm going to be using that as a mounting platform for the GPUs when I do repaste them, because as you can see, it's got this three-way link here, which needs to come off in order for a thorough cleaning of the blocks. Other things that I've got, oh yeah, this here is, I've got 3 hard drives here. These are all 3 the same thing, so these are 10 terabyte Iron Wolf drives. I've I was thinking of starting a YouTube channel actually 5 years ago, but I just never had the time because of medical school and all the other commitments. But now I'm on my holidays. I have a month and a bit of holidays left, so I'm thinking of maybe uploading a bit more often at this point. Okay, so moving on, there's another drive cage here, which is, as you can see, empty, because this is where I'm going to be putting these. So these are Samsung, these are Samsung A50 series SSDs. So as you can see, there are two 1 terabyte drives. These are the fast storage drives, which I would have used for storing software on, storing games and video recordings off, so that I could actually access them quickly. And the second one is a 250 gigabyte Samsung 850 EVO. This is actually a Linux boot drive. So this computer is going to have a Linux drive as well. Needless to say, the 750 SSD here has my operating system already loaded on it. I don't know if it's going to require a huge amount of updates, because this computer hasn't been turned on in 4 years. So let's hope for the best and I don't catch a virus or something. Other thing you may have noticed is that there is a Blu-ray drive right at the front. It's an LG unit. The thing is, in a case this big, the Corsair 900D is a humongous case. I wanted there to be absolutely no compromises in anything. So I wanted the option to have a Blu-ray drive as well, just in case I have Blu-rays or anything that I would want to convert to digital or something, or just to rip songs onto a Blu-ray drive or something like that, or a DVD even, because I'm pretty sure the Blu-ray drive is compatible with CDs and DVDs as well. So yeah, so that's there for that reason. I'm thinking potentially also putting an SD card reader over here. That way I can directly plug in stuff from my memory cards, so that I don't have to use a USB adapter, because the USB adapter obviously is very slow. So here's what we are doing for now. So what I'm going to be doing is, within the next few days, I'll be taking these components off. One by one. So I think I'll do the SSD first, then the two graphics cards, then the RAM blocks, then the mono block. I didn't tell you about it. This is a Rampage 5 Extreme monoblock from EK. It has VRM cooling at top, and it also cools the X99 chipset down here, as well as the CPU here. So one by one, I'll be taking everything off and making sure that the thermal paste underneath is viable, and then replacing it with Thermal Grizzly Conductor Note, and then putting the system back together. A little background: this system was actually designed, well, it was being built to play Star Citizen, which is why the components are so unnecessarily high-end for the time frame. But just like Star Citizen, the system never came to be. So I'm thinking right now, given that the scalpers have pretty much completely emptied out everything you can buy in terms of the latest and greatest GPUs and CPUs from AMD and NVIDIA. Actually, I have a 5950X on order at the moment, but it's already been like 3 weeks at this point, and there's just no point waiting any longer, and I want to build something. I have a limited holiday, so I thought, why not just rebuild this system? So what I'm thinking is, I do have a Star Citizen account, so I'll rebuild this computer with the tubing. So I've got the tubing here. This is the EK ZMT tubing. I'm actually a bit confused as to what I should do, because over here you've got these areas where there's a bit of a cross flow, and the monoblock itself is a bit countersunk compared to the RAM blocks. So I was thinking potentially using clear tubing here, because I have clear tubing as well, and then potentially running a colored liquid. The initial theme for this particular PC was blackout everywhere, except that it would have blood. The fluid inside would be blood colored, and all of the accents would be red. So as you can see, the Rampage 5 Extreme has red everything. It has a red accent on it, and it's a black board overall. And I've got these cable mod cables which are red as well. So, and the AX1500i as well, the accent is red. So I was thinking potentially doing like clear tubing runs up here with the monoblock and the RAM sticks, so that you could see like as if there's like blood coursing through the veins of this computer. Or I could just go completely stealth with the ZMT tubing, but I'm not entirely sure at this point in time. When everything has been repasted, potentially that's when we'll decide, and I would like your input as well onto what I should do in that regard. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing so far. Sorry for not posting in a while. This is one of the projects that I've been really looking forward to now. It's been neglected for a very long time, and I hope that I completed this time. And this computer, once we build it, will be used to play Star Citizen at least once, and hopefully one of the few games from back in the day, because I'm pretty sure the GTX 1080 Ti's in SLI are still pretty powerful. I think they are around 2070, an RTX 2070 in terms of raw compute. Obviously, being a non-RTX GPU, I probably would not get a humongous amount of ray tracing from it, but let's see what ends up happening. So we'll complete this PC, and then hopefully when my 5950X arrives, and hopefully when the RX 6900 XTs are in stock, I can build an AMD system as well. That will be more of a 4K gaming PC, and that's the one that's going to go into my main system. This one will power one of my Acer Predator XP271HU monitors, hopefully all three of them, and let's see if we can get Star Citizen working. Actually, I wanted to play Star Citizen in VR, so if I can actually trace down an HTC Vive or something, hopefully we can get that done as well. But for now, this is it. And yeah, let's see what ends up happening. I'll start working on the computer, and hopefully within the next week or so, it will be completely built and we can start recording games on it. So yeah, that's me signing out. Please subscribe if you want to see more from me. Obviously, this is a relatively informal video. Kind of just picked up my iPhone and started recording. So please leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you have any input as to what I should do in this regard, because I'm a bit confused as to what I should do as well. So I look forward to hearing back from you. Bye-bye.